Does it bother you more than Karen's incognito black wig, the bob?
Yes, because Karen's incognito wig is like
not incognito.
That's on purpose. It's supposed is it like
could you imagine seeing a woman walking down the street in that wig? Like you're definitely looking at her.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Another
Atlantis.
I am the Silver Surfer.
That's not really a title that he has, but I do like Garth, and I just want to say it.
Oh, you know what? He deserves.
He's great. He doesn't really have hydrokinesis. I always just changes the temperature of water. I guess he can do like magic, but it's not really like you don't ever really see him like moving water too much. It's like he likes to make things iced. He'll make it boiling hot to like push enemies back, and then he starts to use his magic for a lot of stuff for like force and energy blasts. Great guy. The miniseries that he has, that Phil Jimenez wrote back in the 90s, I guess. I actually went back and reread it like maybe a few months ago. It's so good. Like, it's just so good. Like, I think if people are really into, of course, like sword and sorcery and Atlantis and like all the magic and the mystical stuff and aspect of it, like that is definitely one of the runs to read because it just does it so well and it really elevates him. It's a shame that Garp doesn't get the respect that he deserves in DC as a sorcerer because he's amazing at it. They tried every now and again. They should. So, well, actually, no, I was about to take that back. And when Ram V was doing like the Justice League Dark backups throughout the DC books at that time, I wanted to say, oh my God, he used Garth, but he did not use Garth. He just had them in Atlantis, but he did use Aquaman. I mean, Garth was there for like a quick second, but he was just helping people out. It was mostly Arthur. He should be in. Either one of them could be in. Or Jackson. Any of the Aqua people could actually be in Justice League Dark. It is the perfect avenue for all of them. Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
Before we keep, let's reel you in. How are you doing?
Summer's right around the corner, and I was like swishing around my closet, and I was like, I kind of don't have anything to wear, I think. So I like went and I was like, I need to get like short sleeve stuff, sleeveless stuff because the arms are going to be out, short shorts because the legs are going to be out. And then to just, all that little things. Also, if anyone has any good recommendations for like hand creams or hand lotions, please let me know. People know recently I got a hand tattoo. And ever since then, I just feel like my hands are always ashy, especially now, like when people see it and they're like, oh, you got a hand tattoo. And I go to show them and I'm like, oh my God, don't look at my hands actually. So put your boy in. It's new for me.
Yes, he is in Annihilator of 7 Cubes. That's the
Impact. Yeah, I didn't watch that.
I just know he's really tall.
No. I mean, I guess is Beast tall?
I've never thought about it.
I know, I mean, he's obviously crouched down a lot of the time, but it's like, I don't think of him as tall. I guess I think of him and Wolverine as both being short, but I guess that's just because he's crouched down a lot. And maybe if he stands up straight, he is tall.
That's interesting. I saw him as short because Beast has always been like a quarterback to me, but like bigger.
I've always seen him as stocky.
He's not a quarterback.
I've always seen him as like stocky, like big, but like a short, like I'm trying. Like I guess a football player
like 6 foot, like 6'1".
I don't think I can. Maybe I saw him as maybe like 5'10".
Really,
and like stocky and like thick because shorter men, they get real thick and like he's a big boy, so it's like I guess I always just saw him a little bit more like that, but I guess 6'1" is fine. I mean, again, another one who we don't like.
That actor is 6'5".
Oh yeah, I definitely don't see Beast that tall.
Right. Although I wouldn't be mad about him and Yaya being next to each other. I think it would be kind of fun.
Okay, and you weren't even supporting that like 2 weeks ago.
That's 2 weeks ago. This is today. Things change. Okay? And like I've said, the Beast and Wonder Man story, to me, I can't erase it. It still happens. They are best friends. But I like the story to progress and not go backwards. That's my biggest fear has always been that people only recognize them as they were in the 80s and not the growth of their relationship. Like they're supposed to. As Beast, inevitably, y'all, I'm sorry, it's inevitable. He will become more evil. Like I know people don't like it, but
I kind
it's
of
just a part of his story. I do too. Like
I think it's fun.
it looks like,
And I think it's like a natural right.
yeah. He's like the command snatcher. So it's kind of like his thing.
I mean, hey,
But who knows? Either way, like, if he is Beast, I wouldn't be mad at the Wonder Man and Beast plot being that figure ends. Which again, I think that Beast might be introduced as an Avenger.
I do love Beast as an Avenger. He works there. The bouncing new football. He's just there to have fun. Like that's one of the few times that Beast is fun. I feel like when he's doing mutant stuff, he's very stressed. He's working hard. He's becoming a mad scientist because the mutants are getting decimated every 10 seconds and he's trying to find a cure. He's trying to do all these things. Like it's just not a good time for him. When he's an Avenger, it's like vacation.
It's bouncing around, having a good time.
With his best friend.
The only time you ever hear him say Stars of Guiders is over there.
Like, he's having a blast. So yeah, like Avenger Beast is okay in my book.
Yeah. But we'll see. Again, these are just rumors. Probably not. But it could be. Who knows?
See.
We'll definitely have to see what they end up doing with the MCU coming up soon.
I feel like we're getting closer and closer. That girl is about to be in Spider-Man again. People are saying she's Jean. If she's Jean, the first mutant's here. We're going to... I mean, we've been seeing mutants, but like the first like X-Man is here. We'll start getting more of this.
As soon, isn't it?
It is.
This movie is like very soon.
Yeah, like well, we need to know what's going on, baby. Who is Storm?
Okay.
They bring Alexandra. Get ready.
Don't say that. You know what? On that note, let's go ahead and take a break.
All right, everybody. No, pinkies down. But we're back for another week of comics. Hello. Now the pool list was actually pretty decent this week. You know, I had some things that were. Am I speaking too soon? Hold on, I'm back looking back on my list. It was fine. It was fine. Actually, no.
Okay.
Okay, let me talk about him, of course. So Moonstar #2 came out this week from Ashley and Allen, and Eduardo Edino. I kind of like this about as much as the first issue, which I don't really know if that was like a good or a bad thing. Like I'm still kind of like enjoying the story about Danny as a Valkyrie, the villain that's come along. She's got this guy who she has some romantic moments with, which kind of feels a little bit weird.
Man.
Yeah, which... I don't know how everybody feels about Danny and like her relationships. I am actually one of the people who do kind of think Danny like leans towards a little lesbian. Like I think it's there. However, she has dated a lot of white men in the comics. And I feel like if she's not going to be a lesbian, like at least get her with someone who's not chopped. Like no shade to Sam. That's chopped. The cop that she dated in New X-Men, Justin, he was chopped. When she dated X-Man, that was definitely chopped. And like now I think this new guy might be like Southeast Asian. Again, I didn't read Magic. That's where he showed up. But like the book is cool. Like I think it's like a solid like 3. Like it's fine. Aquaman Emperor #16 also came out. That's from Jeremy Adams and John Timms. I'm sorry. Jeremy Adams needs to get off this book. It's like this entire series has been not what the fans don't want to see. And then they made this big thing about Arthur becoming Aquaman again. He's moved back to Atlantis. Mara gets her powers back this issue. Garth is there. Jackson's there. Arian's there. They're creating a new lighthouse together. We're starting to see how things are working. And then the Wonder Twin shows up and him and Aquaman go on like some mission with these bug people. And it's just like, Why is this young man back? Why are we doing this again when we just got back to this? It's like he'll give you this one little tidbit of what the people have been asking for and what the people do want to see. And then it's like, he's like, actually, this isn't what the book I want to write at all. So he just goes and does whatever he wants, which is like, it's fine. Like, you're writing a book that you want to write. I just don't like it. And a lot of other people don't like it either. And the art is like just a little rocky the way he does faces. For some reason, Jackson has gray hair in this issue, which doesn't make sense. We also don't even see him interacting with the family that much. Like, obviously, like I say, he's building this lighthouse with Arian, which is actually really cool. But there's specifically all these like group family shots of like Arthur, Mara, and Garth walking around together, talking about Atlantis, things that need to be done. And it's just like when they walk past Jackson, it's just like, oh, how's this going, Jackson? What are you talking about? Your nephew, the man who helps raise your daughter, the one who you help do all this stuff, like it's whatever. The book's like a 2 out of 5 for me. But we did have some really, really good books also coming out this week. And I know the first one you want to talk about, which I'm actually kind of shocked is you're reading, Justice League number 17. Tell me about that.
Yes. So let me go ahead and say that I came off into this from DCKO. Mm-hmm. So
that actually makes more sense.
DCKO was the event that that I just read and talked about here, with all the heroes are all doing their whole Mortal Kombat tournament thing, right? This is the story that picks up like right after that. And I definitely will say, everyone, if you are looking for some like superhero action, definitely read the first 16 issues of this run, because that's exactly what kind of happens. I was in, you can't really believe everything you see online. You got to really read the stuff for yourself. The people were saying that like characters weren't really being used in this. That's not the case at all. Like, everybody's in this. Black Lightning, everybody is being used here, and Cyborg, like, everybody's being used. Now the plots aren't about each character. Mm-hmm. The plots are the plots of the story. I guess you can kind of learn more about each individual character in their own solo series, and sometimes some of their own solo stuff comes out in these plots. But
yeah, everyone doesn't solo series,
right?
If you have,
well, maybe they could pop up over here. But I will say that this issue 17 was like a big seller. I saw that it was top 10 in the week that it came out, and top 50 for the month.
Okay. A lot of books can not say the same.
Issue 17 is written by Mark Waid, and the art is by Clayton Henry, and colors by Tamara Bonvillain. And this issue takes up literally right after DCKO. So we open in Bialia. There are these people who need help, and they say, hey, don't hurt those people. We're here to protect them. Who is it? They say it's the Justice League, but it's Lex Luthor, Giganta, and Starro. So like, like, what's going on there? So then we come back to the Justice League on the Watchtower, and we see what is his name? I was gonna call him Vision, but that's definitely not his name. Red Tornado. Yeah, Red Tornado, who is basically like the AI for the Watchtower. And there's the big Omega Rift. We all know that from the DCKO. And basically everybody spills out from that. Pretty much everybody who was in that, there's a big splash page of everybody who was in DCKO. They all return. All the heroes are like, oh my gosh, yay, that means we won. The heroes are back. Things are returning. Earth is like going back to normal. All that apocalypse stuff that was happening there is just dissolving. It's disappearing. Everyone comes back, but everybody's kind of silent. People are like, what's going on? Aquaman has this vision of like, I don't know what's going on in his book, but he sees like Earth, and there's like, it looks like portals or something connecting him to all these other planets. Look like the oceans are connected or something. I don't know what that's going on there. We see Cyborg having this flash in his mind. It looks like some kind of like another apocalypse heart. I don't know what's going on there. Shazam having some problems. The Batman and Wonder Woman and Captain Atom are there to kind of break the news to everyone that Superman isn't coming back. Like, he's the one that saved everybody. But, you know, he at the end of DCKO, he said he had one more thing to do, and he basically wasn't going to come back. Now, there's a problem with the Phantom Zone. Some of the heroes, some of the villains that were in there escaped. While everybody was being put back, they go and try to help get the villains that are causing some havoc. Mm-hmm. And the villains are actually, like, on the ground. I forget what it was. It was Asphalt, and this other guy was Super Strength. And turns out, like, they were actually helping people on the ground. They were like, we're not here to be villains. We were actually here to help the people here. You guys, like, locked us all away, and, like, you made a decision for us that we were going to be evil. You didn't even ask, like, how we felt about any of that, just because we were villains. Like, what happened to, like, redemption? You didn't even ask us. Now, Batman and Wonder Woman are arguing. They're beefing, like, pretty much through this whole issue, because they're having a dilemma on what to do with the villains now who were a part of DCKO, but who were back on Earth, who were helping out. They feel like, should we have an open draft for people to be able to join the Justice League or not? By the end of it, we see that they were given cards, and that is Giganta, Harley Quinn, Lobo, King Shark, and Lex Moonstar. And they're going to be debating if they should be given, like, a full amnesty. Now, I find this interesting. This is, like, some fun, like, superhero stuff. Like, what are we going to do with the villains who did actually help? And they were right. Like, they didn't ask them if they wanted to be locked away or if they could help. Just assumed that they were going to be banned and locked them all away in the Phantom Zone. So, really great issue to me. I liked it. Some great art. I would definitely give this a 3.5 out of 5. I'm definitely going to give it to the US Justice League Unlimited and get some more Justice League stuff going on.
So, I think this Justice League Unlimited, this is the one that started that had, like, that girl you don't like on the team, right? Star Sapphire?
Yeah, Star Sapphire. Yeah.
Okay. I was just asking, making sure, because I remember Clayton Henry was doing the art for Justice League Red in the beginning. That was also the team that had, like, Cyborg and Red Tornado and stuff like that. So I was just, like, wondering if they're, like, switching over, if they're going to be coming to this book a little bit more full time, if he's might see more of them with him coming. Like, I don't know. That could be fun. Keep me posted on that.
I'm not sure. A lot of the stuff before this was drawn by Dan Mora.
Yeah.
I forget some of the other stuff, but yeah, Star Sapphire was there in the beginning. The first like 6 issues, but she was kind of just there.
Yeah, that's like, I don't really know that much about her, but I just don't think I don't like her. Like, she's kind of sinister every time I've seen her on page. As far as the amnesty thing, I don't really know how it's going to go. I will say that King Shark has shown up he was just in this issue of Aquaman. So, like, maybe he gets it. Maybe some of them get it, some of them don't. I don't know. It'll be interesting, but it's cool. I think it's cool. I might tap back into that. Now that that's going on, the Cyborg's in it and he's doing some stuff, that could be really cool to see.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on with him. You look like he was like, well, I got some person I got to go take care of. Like, and it looks like an apocalypse heart.
Mm-hmm. And like in Aquaman, he's been dealing with some stuff with the apocalypse. I will say, like, that whole thing about the like portals and the oceans and things like that, that was actually something that was introduced back in Future State with Jackson, and they were doing the confluence. They were able to like go to different planets and stuff because the oceans were connected. Really cool things. Okay, that's going on. Again, the Aqua people, they can do so much. They can fit in anywhere. Love that. And my other big book for the week, Psylocke Ninja #4. Another 4-star issue. Actually, I kind of might call this one a 5-star issue, actually. Let me tell you about what's going down in here. So, at the end of the last issue, Betsy was looking for Jubilee. We knew that Jubilee had been kidnapped. She was running outside through the streets of Madripoor, using her psychic powers to like scan the area. When she did that, she found Elektra, who had actually found her, jumping off at the roof. The issue starts, they're tussling. They're fighting down. Elektra's kind of cutting her up with the side. Betsy's like, I'm still thinking about Jubilee. Like, she's got blood on her mind. Like, this is crazy. Elektra slices her leg up. She's like, okay, we got to stop doing this. I'm not running from fighting for her. She pulls out her psychic knife, ready to go for it. Elektra's gone. She's like, okay, I'm pretty sure that was a tactical retreat. Let me go back to looking for Jubilee. She runs into the club where Jubilee is being held hostage by this guy, Aardwolf, who's looking for Wolverine, who Jubilee actually lets him know that Wolverine is Patch. And it's like this really funny moment in the issue. He's like, I never would have guessed that. That eye patch really does a lot of the work for you. And it's just like, because there's so many 5'3" men with claws running around that you didn't know who that was. But okay. But like while they're doing this, Betsy's like running through this club. She's trying to use her psychic powers to like get people to pick up hints of Jubilee. She ends up going into this room. And when she goes into this room, she sees Dazzler, Havoc, and Colossus. And in it, she's like, what are you guys doing here? They're like, oh, Betsy, we love your new look. Like, you know, while we're here, you sent us all to the Siege Perilous. We lost our memory. She's talking about, you know, how the guilt she feels about it and how she pushed them with her psychic powers. And they're like, you know, you're scared that we might still hate you. Havoc is talking to her and he goes to kiss her. And when he's kissing her, he turns into Elektra. Elektra has mind powers.
Yeah.
Like a method that she uses, and that she was using that on Betsy to make her see what she wanted so she could get close to her. And after she kisses her, she stabs her through the stomach and the side. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We then cut back to Jubilee and the man. She's, like I said, letting him know she's trying to make her way. Once she thinks that he's gotten the best of her, she actually like knocks him over. She kicks him over. Like they're in a club. So let's say they're like standing on like the second level of the club. She knocks him over that railing and like he falls to the ground and she jumps on top of him. She's like, yeah, Psylocke doesn't have moves like that. And then she runs out into the street. When she runs out into the street, who does she run straight into? Matsao and the Snake Root clan, who are looking for her so they can kidnap her to get to Psylocke and Elektra. So it's like, I thought that was super classic Jubilee and like how she felt a lot back then, like very spunky, very energetic, but like still getting into trouble no matter what. We got back then to Elektra. She's cleaning off her side blade, but she realizes she doesn't smell blood. She smells a rose. And who shows up behind her but Matt. And so Matt Murdock, Daredevil, if you didn't know who that was. And then it's basically like telling her, like, you know,
We call him by his first name, like, oh, that's Matt.
I mean, he was dressed in civilian gear. It wasn't like, you know, you gotta let him know. But he's just sitting there talking to Elektra. He's like, you know, you just killed Psylocke. He was like, you were rescued by the Chase. They were freeing you from the Beast. That was supposed to be your second chance, your redemption. You didn't do anything. Like, you're still proving to be this bad person. She's like, no, I did change. You don't understand. She's like, Psylocke messed up my training. She made me kill Palm. Like, dude, he's like, no. While this is all going on and Jubilee's being captured, she's calling out for Betsy. She's like, you stupid Psy Witch, I know you hear me. So Betsy obviously gets all of this, and it shows that she was creating the illusion of Matt. She breaks her concentration, and she shows back up as Psylocke. Elektra immediately clocks her. She's like, I thought I killed you. Grabs Betsy by her head, flings her across the room, and they start fighting again.
The girls are fighting.
Like, the girls were fighting. They're fighting all around this club. People are starting to run out. Betsy's like, you only thought you killed me. I made you see what you wanted to see because I just wanted you to get a taste of your revenge. She's like, you got your revenge and you're still not happy. What was the point of it? And so they're just like tussling. They're punching each other, kicking each other. Betsy talks about how they were intimate once when they shared the ultimate intimacy back in issue 2 with that psychic knife. And she's like, you know, it's like a secret lesbian relationship. I love it. And
Okay.
she gets a little bit of the upper hand of Elektra. She finally throws her against the across the room at this point in time. She's got her psychic knife out. She's like, look, we can stop all the fighting. You can help me. We need to rescue Jubilee. And that's where the issue ends. And so in the next one, it looks like we're finally going to get them teaming up to go and rescue Jubilee and like them facing off against these members of the Snake Root clan in the Hand. And it was just an excellent issue. Just super action-packed, like full of heart, seeing like Betsy and Elektra kind of playing the war of the minds with their respective abilities, again, showcasing telepathy as the superior power, and those who possess it are just on a different playing field. Like, you can't mess with them. It was excellent. The guilt that Betsy felt around sending the team through the Siege Perilous, that's something that she's mentioned a few times, like in books, like just in passing. I'll never forget during Extinction Agenda, one of the hottest X-Men events in history, where they go and find Havoc working for the Genosian Magic. I could not just say that word.
That's true.
Yes. Them. She's like, oh, I should have just let him be killed by the Reavers instead of like being turned into this by going through the siege and like just other things like that. And we've never actually had like a real conversation with those 4 characters together about Betsy kind of psychically pushing them through if they ever realized it. And then B, just like how their lives changed as a result of it. And like, it's something that they all went through together. And we don't actually see those 4 together a lot ever anymore. Like maybe one-offs here and there, but like not all together, which is really interesting. But like that was cool. Again, like Jubilee, I feel like if you're a really big fan of 90s Jubilee and like how she was back then and like all of that good stuff, this is great food for you as well. It's so interesting how this has just been so additive for both the characters, and like it has created like a really strong bond with them, and it's so retroactive, but like it makes so much sense and it's really like well done. And it's just been great. Like, and it's so funny because as soon as I saw Matt and that little mind thing with Elektra, I got irritated. And it really made me realize I do not like Matt with Elektra. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't see it for them at all. But her with Betsy and them hanging out and like with their little sexual innuendos. And again, like, and they're not really going to be in this like thing together. But, they like kissing and like sharing ultimate intimacy. It's hot. It's Yuri. That's what they call it. And it's like, this is what the people need. It's working. I really actually kind of hope to see somebody like present day bring them together again. So maybe they can either like reminisce about this or just have like a part 2 mission or something like that. It's been really cool to see Elektra and Psylocke get into it. It's been great.
It's okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's so on. But those were our comics of the week. Let's go ahead. Let's take a little break and we'll be back.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the watch section of the show. And this week we'll be talking about Daredevil episodes 3 and 4, as well as Invincible. That was episode 7? 6. Let's start with Daredevil.
Then, okay.
Okay. So, first of all, quickly, what were your thoughts? Episodes 3 and 4.
Bored still.
Yeah.
And that one little moment that everybody thinks is a watcher, I don't actually think it's a watcher. I really do think it was just the light.
I definitely did think it's a watcher.
I really just think it was the light. Why would the watcher be watching that moment? Who are these people?
Maybe something happening. I don't know. I thought it looked like the watcher to me. It got me. I'm sorry.
I think that it was intended to look like that. Like that was done on purpose. Like, oh, this looks like a watcher, but I don't think it was actually a watcher. I think it was one of those things to be like, oh, like this is a fun thing. It could be a watcher, but I don't think. Like again, like I'm sorry, I just don't think he would be watching that.
That's crazy. I really did think that it was a watcher. Just why not just throw that in there? But you're probably right. It probably was intended to look that way because it does look like the cut anyway of that whole scene is weird.
Yeah.
It is like a big jump. But either way, I think it's a fun cameo. That was definitely part of the better episode, in my opinion, between these two. And I definitely actually liked 4 more than 3.
Okay.
I will say, I think I just like Bullseye whenever he's introduced or involved. I feel like Daredevil things.
I feel like you like the chaos of the Bullseye just coming in and like killing people and messing things up, and like Bullseye is a cool villain. Like,
yes,
let her not say that. Like, he is a very cool villain and he's an effective villain. And so, like, to see him is always like I will say, like, he's a scary Bullseye. Like, he plays the role very well.
Yeah.
But other than that,
way that he, what? Oh,
I'm just, yeah.
The flow and angel
was rounding it all out. Just like, I'm just not really there.
Okay, well, let's get into episode 3 really quickly. Episode 3 was called The Scales and the Sword, and it was directed by Solomon Nyam and written by Heather Belson. Now, this episode opens with Karen and Daredevil. She took a hostage from the last episode, but they tell the hostage says that he wants to come and help out, like the resistance. Paige leaks information about the Red Hook being a free port to Marge McFerry, the governor of New York City, who warns Fisk that she has the power to revoke the free port status and is considering doing so under the Northern Star incident. The Northern Star, like all the stuff that happened at the docks. McDuffie is representing Dunks, who is swordsman, because there's this whole like anti-vigilante thing going on. Interesting that they should have at least had the swordsman, in my opinion, like put on a costume like one time, to show him being the vigilante that they are arresting him for.
A little flashback, but again, I have a big problem with my show. Like, it just the visual flair, those little callbacks, that thing that makes it like still kind of comic booky. It just doesn't feel there all the time.
Yeah. We do see Angela come and try to save her aunt, and it says that Paige steals a transport vehicle. The swordsman drives over to the prisoners and Angela to safety, while Daredevil and Paige escape on their own. Then we see this big explosion at the Northern Star, because this decides to blow it up with the crew are like still on the ship.
Yeah.
I thought this episode was like just okay.
Yeah.
Like was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. How do you feel about Matt's girlfriend?
Which one?
The
parent.
The therapist lady.
Whenever she has her scene, she's having her trauma about the guy from the last season. And like take you with blood
sport? Blood spot? Blood something? White spot? I don't remember
him. Whenever she has her traumatic memories of him, like I totally get that part, but like
she's a nasty lady. Like nasty lady. It's okay. You can say it. She's got some problems. I'm very much looking forward to what her retribution will look like. Because, again, we get it. You've gone through some trauma. You are definitely allowed to process that and do what you need to, but you are a nasty lady. We cannot support that.
And things do always end up coming back around.
Yeah.
Now, also, before we get into episode 4, did you have commercials for comics? Like,
No.
was there any kind of promotion that was like, hey, fans out there, scan this QR code and for some free...
Oh, yes, I did.
You had it to Marvel for that. Because I think that's what we should have been doing.
Yeah, like
we should have been just having these QR codes for people so they can go ahead and tap right in.
Make it very easy. Let them get it. You have this comic. And then something they should always do, like in their games, like when you're talking about like, oh, this comes from this storyline, like scan this QR code, take you to Marvel Unlimited, read this story. Here you go. Like boom, boom, boom. See the costume when it first debuted. All these type of things. Definitely. Keep that up. Keep it going. Do it more.
Yeah. Anyway, I like that whole idea that you just said about, you want to see when this costume they debut, they have a QR code. You know what? Marvel, if you steal that, it deserves a check to that.
I was about to say, yeah, I want to check. I don't work for free. Sorry.
Okay, so the next episode is called Gloves Off, and this one was also directed by Saul Van Niem and written by Chantel Wells. Now, this episode opens with Bullseye basically killing off an entire diet of these ABTF officers. Mr. Charles confronts Fisk about delays in weapons being moved from Red Hook, but Fisk threatens him and asks for patience due to Daredevil's interference. Vanessa visits McAfee, who agrees to support Fisk as long as Vanessa is by his side. Murdoch investigates the diner and finds Deck's apartment by Clinton Church. Deck plans to kill Fisk to make up for killing Murdoch's friend, Foggy Nelson. They have this whole fight. I do like, when Daredevil and Bullseye fight. It's a good one. Murdoch tells him not to martyr Fisk, but Dex ignores him and he escapes. Dex ignores him and escapes. Paige convinces McDuffie to record the testimony of Christophe Savi, the North Star's first mate, and Angela leaks the recordings from Fisk's other prisoners to BB. Do you like BB in this?
I kind of forget they're there.
Me too. Which is bad. I don't forget that wig she got on. Not good.
Well, maybe honestly, and maybe like that's part of why I forget. I'd just rather you not.
The wig bothers me.
But does it bother you more than Karen's incognito black wig, the bob?
Yes, because Karen's incognito wig is like
not incognito.
That's what I suppose. Like,
could you imagine seeing a woman walking down the street in that wig? Like, you're definitely looking at her.
Like, yeah, I'm definitely watching. Like, you're supposed to not bring it to yourself.
Wait, go ahead. BB's wig, you hate it.
Yeah, so Fisk wins his public boxing match at Fogwell's gym, and while his fixer, Buck Cashman, kills Saba. Vanessa attends the boxing match against Fisk's wishes, but you know she had to go see her man.
Always.
Box in the boxing match. Probably was a mistake. Thanks to Rise, several wrestlers. So, okay. Vanessa, she said, I don't know who he thought he was. She said, you better back up. You don't know what I got in my purse. She pulled that thing out. Blow. Straight to the chest. But of course, Bullseye. He like threw this ornament, which Fisk like shattered with his belt. And turned out like that ended up hitting Vanessa in the head. And I'm assuming she's dead. It's like she's bleeding out all her dress, and she collapses. I'm assuming she's dead. Daredevil did show up. This is where he stopped Dex from killing everybody. They have this whole scene where they break out in the window. The window, in my opinion, did shape the Watcher. And they run after each other, and we see Vanessa like bleed out. I'm assuming she might be dead, but she might get a coma. Who knows? Something. Bullseye has a thing with like killing girlfriends. He's done it a lot.
Yeah, just women in general. Could leave it at that. But good fight, Daredevil and Bullseye. I will say, as much as the show can bore me at times, when they do action, it is like good action. And it's brutal, and it feels brutal. And I think that's always been a big thing with the Daredevil fight. It's like they feel intense. They feel like Matt's getting hurt. They feel like he's in danger. And they kind of stick with that.
They definitely reminded you that this is rated R.
Yeah.
That they will have the blood and the gore in this, especially in this episode compared to the previous ones. They remind you that, yes, they kept this rated R for those who really enjoyed the Liquid series. They kept one of that, like, level of intensity and gore.
But
yeah, like I said, I like this episode more than 3.
I will agree that this was a better episode than 3, but I think just overall, it's still just like, I don't know. I don't know. I've seen like things of people who watched ahead and they say like the middle of the season it really does start to pick up and like becomes really good. I don't think like I should have to wait that long, but like if that is the case, I'm interested to see how it's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Poor Vanessa.
Maybe we'll see. But I mean, poor Vanessa, she be riding with him too. She's just as bad. She's the kingpin. I mean, queenpin.
well, sometimes you gotta.
Yeah. She'd be riding right there with him. If she killed somebody, she'd be like, "Oh yes, kiss me."
Hey.
But now moving on to Invincible. Invincible episode, what is this? Invincible episode 7? I believe 6.
I think it was 6. Wasn't it 6?
6. Yes, Invincible episode 6. Now, I have to say that, how do I say this? Tech jacket. I'm just giving my quick overall thoughts of this episode and in general. Tech jacket. Who's the girl with the armor?
Yes.
Useless.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Like
100%. Well, I said that last week. I don't know why we were calling her.
It was be like, you could take out a Viltrumite, and we got to go make sure we find her. She has to be on our side. Does the armor come with like good luck magic or something? Because like somehow she always makes it out. They flying across space. She said, "Oh, he's already back in the safe zone." And she's like, "Oh, I'm at max thrusters. I can't go no." What you doing?
Because I know you read the comics, and I wanted to know, like, does she do more in the comics or something like that? Because what I've been seeing in this show, I just don't understand why we had to go and pick this little girl up.
Yeah, I didn't get that far in the comics. I need to go back over there.
Crazy.
I didn't make it to the Viltrumite War, but like, she's as useless as Oliver is.
No, so I was actually going to say this is the first episode. I think they finally sold me on Oliver. I really liked him. I actually really liked this entire episode.
Oh,
yeah. Like, I was shocked because let me tell you, I went to go turn on this episode. I was like, why is it 53 minutes? I was like, I do not feel like sitting here for that long. But like, oh, wait, like, this is actually kind of cool. I really enjoy, again, like, I think this season in general has kind of like warmed me up to Oliver. I feel like he's been very much just not like a voice of reason, but like, he's just like cutting through the BS for a lot of people. And like, I think that's something that needs to be done every now and again, especially with how everyone's acting, especially acting towards him in particular. I also really like the aspect of when he and Nolan were arguing, and he revealed that he was in the house the whole time that Nolan was talking to Debbie, because wasn't I asking last week, where did this little boy be? And for him to like come back and explain all of that, I was like, oh, come on, close the loop on this. Let me know what I want to see. Progress my story. Show me characterization. Him dealing with the things and kind of coming to terms with the fact that like, I'm mad at you for this, this, and this. Talking through it with them, then them like bonding. And don't get me wrong, I am not buying. Let me not say I'm not buying it, but I don't really care about Nolan's like road to redemption. Like, and him trying to appeal to everybody, like, girl, whatever, go be sad, go do whatever you got to do. So I don't care. But like, Oliver, Oliver kind of coming out on the other side of that, and like also getting that real experience that a lot of the younger children get with their parents. And I say this as being an older sibling. The parents are one way with you, and then the younger they get, it starts to change.
Oh, yes. I'm also an older sibling, and I know exactly how that is.
And so, like, again, you see, like, Nolan kind of going through that path of, like, okay, I saw all of the ways that I really messed up with Mark. Here's Oliver. I'm kind of messing up again in a different way, but I can still fix this some way by doing it the right way, like helping him train when they were going to fight that monster together and he was about to kill it, and Oliver was like, no, don't kill her, because again, like he was saying, she needs to lay more eggs. If we're about to use these eggs to help Mark, why would we kill the creature that's creating them? And then even if we don't need any more, why we gotta kill her anyway? We already taking her babies. Let her live so she can at least have some more. Like, things like that I thought were really, really good. Sue Girl, definitely you.
Would you be able to like adapt that quickly to living like that? Like, oh, I guess we got to eat these monster eggs.
I mean, I feel like you don't really got a choice.
Like when they were doing all this, I was thinking, man, if I were, a Milshamite out there with them, and we had to just like survive, would I be able to eat this? I think I would just have to convince myself, like, what's the difference between this and just like eggs, right? Like chicken eggs.
It was just, hey, like this is what we got to do. So I thought that was cool. When they got to Sue Girl and the Viltrumites and the war and everything going on, she definitely is useless. I'm sorry. I think she should have stayed home. I did like Glider Man with the gun who shot the hole. He put like that. Battle Beast. I always love seeing him. He's fantastic. I
love him.
He's great. And it's just like he came and he was like, I'm just ready to fight. Like, you promised me this, you promised me that. Where is it? That was really cool. The Viltrumites kind of like coming down and like attacking the city.
The coalition.
Yeah. I was like kind of iffy on that. Like, again, I feel like for the Viltrumites to be as strong as they are, I understand that they're not as big as they are in their number, but I feel like we've seen Nolan do a lot of damage just on his own as one. So I feel like for there to be like, how many of them was like 4, 5 of them? No, y'all could have did a little bit more like just fighting wise, but the people were holding them back. That was cool. You did actually have me looking at that lady kind of funny, Alan's girlfriend. Because last week...
listen, I was convinced it was her.
Oh my God.
I see that it wasn't
the whole episode. I was just like, especially like once they got back to the coalition planet and she was like, Alan, and she was crying. I was like, she's faking. I was like, oh my God. I was like, LZ already read this. He was trying to let me know that she's the traitor. Like, this is all about to come crashing down. I was just staring at the TV like this evil, evil lady. And then it turned out to be somebody else. Can't believe you did that. She's a good person. She's a good woman, a good captain. This is why you do not sully the name of women. They're doing what they need to do. Unless you're Matt's girlfriend. She's actually nasty.
I was pretty misogynistic, I guess.
You were. I like
somebody was leaking the secrets that I knew it was her.
I'm glad it wasn't real to not be her though. But yeah, like, and even the betrayer like guy, I still don't fully trust him. I think like his whole just frame of thinking, the way he was talking to Alan also was like very apt for how a general of Viltrumite probably would act during a war. Like all the coalition planet, like all these people were dead. And he was just like, this is just like a small thing. It's not a big deal. Actually, the Viltrumites are going back home. They don't have any support. Now we actually need to go there so we can fight. And I think he's going to do something nasty. He's also probably still a betrayer. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, like I actually really, really liked this episode. It was like, I think this was like one of the first Invincible episodes in a long time that I was like, oh, okay. I see what people like about this show.
I did like that we see how durable Viltrumites are. Invincible, like, were able to heal from having his guts literally ripped out. We saw that on the last episode. But, given that's just how durable they are. If you give them enough time, they will.
And again, even with that, like, it took him like some months before it actually happened, and like they had to feed him. Like it wasn't working at first because he wasn't eating the eggs. So it's like, yeah, really cool stuff. And even like again,
and they wanted y'all to know that Mark is Asian because when his hair came back in, it was like an Asian man.
They did. Good episode. I did not like the little things at the end, though, before I give him my rating. With the Conquest Grave.
That's the little stinger. I actually kind of liked it. I thought that was funny.
That irritated me so bad. Because when it did like start zooming in on his grave, I was really rolling my eyes. I was like, this man will not stay dead. I was getting so irritated. And then it just went back to nothing. I was like, they're so petty. I was like, why would you waste my time like that? Like, don't do that.
I thought that was funny.
But yeah, rating the episode out of 5, I will honestly give it like I would give it a 4. I really liked it.
Yeah, I also would give it a 4. It was solid. Definitely one of the better of the season. I guess look at that. This episode, what we watched this week, There's definitely more of the better of each of these shows spans. And
I mean, you know,
I'm hoping that things just kind of keep going up.
I mean, that is always a value trend.
Like, you're optimistic. You're cautiously optimistic, I guess.
Yeah, that's better. Always.
All right, y'all. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Please make sure you rate and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. You can watch us on YouTube at Otherwise Relaunch TV. You can find us on most social media platforms at Another Relaunch. You can find me on most social media platforms at KennyLZ. Keenan, where can they find
you? Guys know you can find me at Keenan Lance. As always, there's an underscore at the end.
All right, y'all. Let's get up out of here, and we'll catch you next week.
All right. Peace.